Hey there, beer tubers, and welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Yes, the original person who's using that "Hey there, beer tubers" spiel. At least I think I'm original, and no, I'm never original. Anyway, tonight we're going to take a look at a beer that is sort of brand new. That's from a sort of brand new brewery. This is the first time I'm taking a look at a beer from Moosehead's here in St. John, New Brunswick. Moosehead's new small batch brewery, which they just opened up, I think, a month or so ago. And literally just today, when I bought this crowler, they had just started doing crowlers today. So I'm excited that now it's in a small, cheap form factor that I can buy a whole bunch of and bring it at home instead of spending $23 on a growler. So the first one I decided to go check out is the new small batch stout, which, according to one of the guys there at the small batch brewery, is actually based on the original recipe for the Moosehead stout, which was one of those holdover beers. Like, if you go look at my channel, you might have seen, like, there's a Labatt Stout, which is just a holdover of an earlier day when the big breweries had a multitude of different beers, like Bock or Stout or Porter, where, if you look at, I did a Labatt Porter review a while ago, and it was just literally looked like something ripped right out of the 70s, and that's because it is. Way back when, breweries like Moosehead or Molson, they used to actually have other styles than just ale and lager, or pale ale and lager, because it was before the other recipes went defunct. Anyway, the whole point I'm trying to make is that this is actually based on the original Moosehead Stout recipe that I don't know how long it had been around for, but it was discontinued sometime probably around 1980. Which is actually, I'm excited because from a beer historian kind of point of view, this is really kind of interesting. So yeah, from what I understand, it's actually an oatmeal stout. Like, it uses a significant portion of oatmeal in it. Or at least they advertised it as using oatmeal at the brewery. So I'll pour it into my Moosehead pale ale glass. Very nice looking. Smells nice. Oh yeah. Hold that up to the light. There's some ruby red tinges to it. Nice chocolatey looking mocha head. Boy, that actually looks really nice. That's a nice solid pour too. Bit more ruby red around the bottom than I expected, but of course, from a brewery, it's often viewed as a macro brewery. It's kind of par for the course, so kind of expected it to look that way, because stouts weren't nearly as perfect looking back then as they are today. I guess. I don't know. Definitely looks the part, though. Let's give it a whiff. Oh yeah. Almost like a little bit like a fruitiness, almost like a. Ooh. Almost like a raisin or a red fruit or something like that. Mixed in with some nice chocolatey aromas and a bit of roast coffee. The more that the head dies off, the stronger raisin note comes off the top of this one. It's smelling very, very inviting. Really reminds me of almost like a Belgian stout. Something with a little bit more of a lively yeast. Now, this can was canned today, so I don't think it's infected or anything, but man, that's actually very unique, because it's like bordering on, it's like the very, like, you ever get a gourmet coffee where it's got this, like, something like from Second Cup or something, where it's got this very, like, berry-like taste to it when you drink it black, and like, if you actually pay attention to the coffee notes rather than swinging it back, but you get this nice nuanced coffee cherry kind of taste. That's what it really reminds me of. Now that the head's dissipated completely, I'm getting more of that malted barley kind of smell. That the smell of being outside of a brewery kind of barley aroma. Yeah, actually, that's surprisingly complex for something from Moosehead, and especially if it is based off the original recipe. Let's put her down the hatch. Cheers. Oh yeah. Ooh. Big straight up coffee roast and dark chocolate. Very creamy. Kind of blends into like a almost like into milk chocolate, and a very creamy, like milkish kind of consistency to it. It's like a mixture of milk chocolate, and it gets you with like the roast chocolate notes in the back, along with a little bit of coffee. It really reminds me of, you ever done it when you must have done it when you were a kid, like if you made chocolate milk using like Nestle Quick syrup, and you put too much syrup in it, and as you're drinking it down, it's got this more intensely bitter dark chocolate note in the back of the throat, where all the sediment from it went down your throat. And not nearly as sweet as that sounds, but I gotta say, that's very, very friggin' tasty. Holy crap. Oh, excuse me. Oh. And the creamy texture really lends itself to saying that, yeah, they probably did use oatmeal in this. It shows. Wow. I'm impressed. That's hitting all the boxes, checking all the boxes for me. It's dark, it's chocolatey, it's coffee, it's creamy, it's sweet. Like it's not like a cloyingly sweet, but it's reasonably sweet. It's almost like sweet like a milk stout. And I'm drinking it with a bit of a chill on it too, so it's also very refreshing. I can see this thing warming up and becoming maybe a little too sweet, but right now it's just bloody perfect. That is solid. Wow, Moosehead. I'm impressed so far, and I'm glad I got a chance to try this. That's getting a 4.5 from me. That is... I can't ask for more from a stout. That's delicious, especially considering it's just a 5% ABV stout. I don't keep up the good work. I'm going to have to go try more, because... what else did they have at the brewery? They had a Dunkelweizen. They had a Bock. I had a couple others there. I can't remember. They had a whole shitload of beers. And the other beer that was based on an original recipe was they had like a special brown ale or something. There's apparently a 100-year-old recipe or something. I don't know. It could be marketing bullshit. This could be marketing bullshit. This might not be the original one from the 70s. But even if it is or it isn't, it's still solid. I'd recommend trying this one, for sure. Anyway, thank you for watching Maxwell Starr's beer review of the small batch stout from Moosehead's new small batch brewery over on the west side of St. John, New Brunswick. If you're in town and you want to get a flight or a pint of something when you're there, this is a solid choice. So thanks for watching. We'll talk to you folks later. Cheers.